Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 3917 626 extension flush bolt. This is the 3917 by Trimco is the industry standard sort of flush bolt in terms of manual extension, lever extension type flush bolts. The 3917 is ubiquitous. Typically used on steel doors. It's considered a manual extension flush bolt, shown here in the satin chrome finish. So let's dissect the part number. 3917 manual extension lever operated flush bolt. 626 is the color. Okay, that means that the faceplate of this is going to be a brass material, not magnetic. Now, that spring in the back is going to be steel based. You've got non-ferrous brass material backing it. Being a extension flush bolt, that means you're going to get a threaded rod, and this is the 12-inch size, which is typical. If you have need for a longer length rod, meaning your door is over generally about 7'6" tall or so, 12-inch is measured, before I finish that thought, 12-inch is measured from the center line of the flush bolt to the top of the door, and 12-inch is going to be typical for all bottom sort of flush bolt installations, and top flush bolts where you're dealing with 6'8", or more commonly 7-foot doors, 7'2" doors. Above about 7'6" or so, you really need to get into a longer rod, 18-inch for an 8-foot door, maybe 24-inch, even longer if you've got excessively tall doors. And that can all be accommodated. Feel free to reach out to us should you need a longer rod than 12-inch. That rod is 1/4 is what that is. Available in several different finishes from Trimco. And being a Trimco item, that is synonymous with what I always see from them as good quality fit and finish. Nice finish of satin chrome on the unit itself. Certainly no complaint with that whatsoever. You're going to get a package of screws, lots of screws. You're going to need you're going to need 8 for sure. 4 for the faceplate, 2 up here and 2 down here. 2 for the strike plate that is included, and that would be mortised to the header, or of course mounted to the floor. You're going to get a guide that's installed in the door, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then a bolt head, which gets threaded down onto the end of the extension rod itself. You may have noticed that is squared off at the end, and that's for a very specific reason, because the guide that installs to the top or bottom of the door needs to go in like that. Otherwise, what happens is these things have a tendency of unthreading themselves, and then that's problematic because you've got that bolt head. They do, for whatever reason, seem to get unthreaded. Maybe in the southern hemisphere they do nothing but tighten, but here in the northern hemisphere they seem to do nothing but loosen. Then you've got that rod flapping around on the inside. Note to the transcriber of this video, you don't need to transcribe anything that I just said about hemispheres. You need to have that flattened off end, and that's going to keep the bolt head very straight. And extended bolt heads are available as well, and that is a situation where you're going to see at the bottom of the door where you've got an excessive undercut, and you simply need a much longer, like a 2.5-inch bolt head to get down to where it needs to go. Now, the 3917 is really appropriate for steel doors and frames. I've installed these in wood doors countless times, but they're really not the best choice for wood doors, although lots of people do. So for a steel door, this is the way to go for sure. This would be the proper manual flush bolt. Being a 3917, that means it's going to be 1 inch wide. It's going to be 6 3/4 tall. And there is a link below this video to the cut sheet, which shows everything important dimensionally about the entire flush bolt. And you'll make reference there to the optional 3917-3B bolt head, where it's 3 inch, which would be typical. I said 2.5, 2.5, 3 inch. They can accommodate whatever length you like. I think I had 2.5 in my head from a previous order. Now, the strike 2 1/4, 1 inch, slightly short on 1 inch. And then, of course, that screw pack, they're going to be combination wood, sheet metal, and machine thread, flat undercut head screws, and a complementary finish. Again, 4 for here, 2 for here, and 2 for your guide that needs to get attached to the top or bottom of the door. You have to have this. Now, machining this for a wood door is certainly not difficult at all, and it's done every day by manufacturers and distributors. But if you're going to do it yourself, you need to have some tools. And I'll go through it just in case you are thinking to use this on a wood door and the door is not prepped. If it's not, don't use this. Use the wood door version by Trimco, and we can help you with that. If you're going to mortise a wood door for this, you've got 2 preparations. Well, you've got more than 2, but for this, you've got 2. You've got what's called the body, which is this section down here, and then the plate, which is really the thickness of the plate and its width and height. And if you're going to do this, you're going to do a route in the edge of the door to accommodate the body section. Then you'll do another preparation to accommodate only the plate section. Now, once you've got that preparation in the edge of the door, you now have to drill for the rod, and that's generally done. Well, if it's a door manufacturer, they're going to manufacture that door before they lay up the core, the stiles and rails, and the skins of the door together. They're going to prep that all on the inside to allow for a raceway for the threaded rod. If you're doing it otherwise, you're going to need about an 18-inch bit. You're going to need a guide to put that aircraft bit into, and you're going to drill into the top or bottom of the door alongside the stile of the door. And the problem with that is the stile of the door, the wood that you see in the edges, that's of a certain density, and then typically the core, not typically, always the core is of a different density. So that drill bit has a tendency to want to walk down like this to seek out the wood that's of less density. So it's quite challenging in the field if you're going to try to drill this without having a very long bit and a guide and some routers. Then if you're able to get all that done, you've got to mortise the top and bottom of the door for the, you have to mortise the header for the strike, and then the top and bottom of the door for the guide, which is extremely important. If you have any questions on any of that, feel free to reach out to me. I've done this countless times and would be more than happy to talk to you about it. Trimco is a full-line manufacturer of all things trim and auxiliary hardware related, not only the real common things like a flush bolt for a metal door, but everything else. Kick plates, push and pull plates, door stops. They have a full line of decorative architectural poles and decorative unique solutions for pocket doors and swinging doors with decorative levers, and they are the only manufacturer of ADA compliant pocket door poles as well. If you have any questions on the Trimco 3917-626 flush bolt and satin chrome finish manual extension or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.